Okay, so welcome to the garage. We're out here now, and I want to show you this project that I was looking into. This is about a year and a half old, or two maybe. I'm trying to think when I found this thing, but anyway, I'll show you. So, riding my bike one day in town, I found this knife on the side of the road, and this is it. Obviously, it's pretty beat up. The scales were removed. Now, I took those off when I found it. It was in condition about like this. It had been run over some. It was hanging out in the bike lane. So I saw just something shiny, and I thought it was probably something sharp. I should get out of the bike lane. I stopped, and yeah, what do you know? It's a handmade knife. It's not just like a Walmart thing or like like this guy, right? This is what's hanging out in my toolbox. You know, the $3.99 Harbor Freight thing. But yeah, this is. I mean, this is an awesome handmade knife. It's got kind of a Damascus steel blade going on there, really cool, and it caught my attention. And so I kind of wrapped it in my wallet to keep it from stabbing me, and put it in my back jersey pocket, and went on. You know, pretty much pleased that somebody wasn't going to get cut or a kid wasn't going to find it out in the road. So I went on with my bike ride, and almost all the way home, probably 4 miles from home, I came across this. Now, that's crazy because this is a leather sheath for a knife, and I saw it in the bike lane once again, and I went ahead and rode past it, and then I thought about it. I thought maybe that'd be better to wrap the knife up in as opposed to my wallet. So I picked the thing up, and I think, man, this is pretty good. Actually, I remember thinking that it was a sunglasses case, or just a glasses case of something, some kind. But it's okay. It's a sheath. All right, so we're getting closer, right? Now check this out. That fits. Those are like 14 or 15 miles apart. You have to take 2 or 3 different roads to get from where one was found to the other. So I found the knife in the bike lane, and then on a totally different road, 14 miles away, found this. And I just the way that this marking matches the blade from where somebody had this on their belt for probably a couple of years at least, and probably worked every day with it on their hip. And from what I've been told, this type of knife, this style, is like a lineman's tool or an electrician's type cutting tool, and somebody had themselves a custom knife made, or maybe they knew the guy. So I should tell you, this is the marking here is. Says Pridgen, Pridgen, and the guy's name is Larry Pridgen, and I've not been able to get up with him anywhere. I haven't found him. I mean, I found him on Instagram, but the account was kind of dormant. I found his website. Couldn't get in touch with the guy. Sent him some emails and stuff, but some really cool and I think excellent craftsmanship, and it's just a good geometry and shape and knife. So I've been sitting on that for a couple of years, and I don't have like a belt grinder or anything at home. Or any way to shape these grips, nor do I think I'm kind of up to that task, because he obviously spent some time working this 3D surface and looking at the pictures of the guy's shop. I mean, this isn't milled. This is something he's hand worked, and I think this is not Formica, but it's maybe it'd be called G10. It's obviously a different fiber material than the G10 that I use at work, but I'll check with the boss and see if maybe we can grab something out of the junk bin or out of the trash even. Sometimes I can find pieces of G10 big enough to make this, and my goal is to draw it up in Fusion and work with a attached canvas, which means a picture of this with some kind of a measuring instrument. Probably not this guy. The camera stands in front of my measuring tools drawer right now, but I'll snap a picture with a measuring device or some kind of a measuring reference in the frame so I can scale this correctly, and do something else that I don't normally get a chance to do in Fusion. I'm working in a solid modeling type environment, so I'm doing a lot of very, very plain lines and arcs and circles and stuff, and it's pretty mundane compared to what Fusion can do. It can do some awesome things, and so what I'm interested in doing is modeling it with splines and go around this curve, because you can see this was hand done, because not everything is perfectly tangent and stuff. It's just was sanded at the same time that the scales were until it fit right. I mean, that's and so I think I want to see if I can overlay some CNC tool paths with this curve as best I can approximate it, and definitely err on the side of oversize, and then maybe just do a final sand to match. And this is just a great piece of steel. It's really cool looking to me. Also, the pins that held the thing together, I thought these were really cool, and I don't know what I'm going to do to replace these. It was just press fit. See if I can get in the light correctly here where we don't have a glare. But there's like pieces of steel in there, and then something, I think it's black epoxy in and around all the other surfaces. So it's copper tube on the outside and a small copper tube on the inside. And I suppose that was able to give him a little bit of compression as the scales were pressed on. So no screws, no hardware like that, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go for a press fit. I might do some countersunk screws, maybe some countersunk screws to a double threaded, like a barrel, like turn some long nuts or couplers or something. I'm not a knife maker. Somebody's going to tell me that is way different than the way they do it, but we'll try a few different things. This is not a lot of material to play with, and I think what I want to do is set up a cam and try to work with a model where I draw one scale and then I make a mirror, because the thing's going to be symmetric, and then working out rearranging those on the same plane and then hopefully machining them at the same time, while also using tabs to fixture them so that I can get almost the entire contour. And I don't care if I leave a couple 60 thousandths or 1.5 millimeters tabs around to secure it, and then I can cut those out with a hacksaw and sand to fit. I think it would be really cool. And I almost don't want to just use plain G10. It doesn't look that awesome, the yellow stuff. I may try to hunt up some other material, or I may prototype it out of some cheap plastic and make sure I'm happy with the fit and feel, and spend a little bit of money, get some good stuff. Anyway, enough talking about that. Let's look in Fusion and see what it takes to make this geometry exist.